Podcast with Tek and Prem.
It's the Vet Alumni Podcast. Back after a 2-week break.
Yeah, here we are.
Here we are.
Life was life in a little bit, you know?
Yep. We're back. BG is back.
Interesting on that one. Well, I'm a coin flip on that. I love BG, but
I love him, you know.
You still
but
need a real
here's my feeling. My feeling is I don't love it for what he gives you on the field. I love it because I felt like this defense has been middle of the road. They've been really holding it together on some of these games. We've won some of these games solely because the defense kept them in it.
Well, not only that, you know that still, in spite of like a couple rough weeks there, the pass defense is still among the best again as far as completion percentage against,
right,
and quarterback rating against. They're really making the plays when it matters most in the red zone. Look, the red zone defense, just the red zone defense alone, Tek, is why you are 5-2 and not like 3-4.
True.
Because the Rams game, you forced all those field goals.
Yep.
The Vikings game, you forced all those field goals. Those games are losses if you're not forcing field goals.
The Vikings game, we'll get to that one in a second.
It's just all quarterback play.
Yeah,
it's literally
it is.
You only won because the red zone defense though, and your quarterback.
Well,
when you get quarterback play
and the
like
quarterback
that,
you're facing, when you're facing the human implosion, you know, I mean, took points right off the board.
I know.
But you know, my feeling on BG is this defense. The thing that I feel like this defense kind of has lacked this year, that's different, especially from last year, but in years past, is the personality. And that's what BG is going to bring, is his personality.
I'm 100% with you.
And like, you know, I love Cooper DeJean. And I feel like he's kind of the new face and vibe of this defense, his vibe.
Yeah, and Bond.
And Zach Bond.
Yeah, for sure.
And they don't have a big, larger-than-life personality. They just kind of are great players.
Yeah, they fly around.
BG brings a personality.
You're not kidding.
And that's what we had last year, and that's what's kind of set the tone and the vibe, and we've been missing that. And so that's why I want BG back in the fold, and I was very happy that he came back
for the real season, which is November to January.
Right, and
now the real season's about to begin.
He's back. He's ahead of schedule because he was originally going to be back for November, but he's ahead of schedule, and that's great.
Yeah,
that's great. Yeah. So, and they need him because with Ojulari out,
who actually he flashed a little bit.
Yeah, but who knows when he'll be back? And you lost Ogbo, and Nolan Smith will be back in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
but
it's kind of rough down there on that front seven. Well, the front four, really.
Hunt's been disappointing this year, and it's
it was a nice hands interception.
Yeah.
You know, he played that role perfectly.
Thanks to Jalen Carter.
Yeah, and just a great play call.
Yeah.
That play in particular, that used to get me in Madden when I would play the homies back in the day.
Yeah.
One of my boys would always drop his end in the coverage.
Yep.
And I would throw that same exact interception.
They dropped him and Campbell in the coverage.
It's
they showed them at the line like they were going to blitz, and then they backed off.
Right.
And Carter did what he was supposed to do. He got him.
One-on-one, just beat your guy.
All right, now to the Vikings, right? My feeling is Carson Wentz snatched field goals from the jaws of touchdowns.
I like it.
So
we're very used to seeing that.
So, you know, you're not seeing Carson Wentz this next week because I feel like Jaxson Dart, or really any competent quarterback, you know, Wentz left 12 points off the board.
Oh, yeah.
That another quarterback ain't leaving off the board.
Well, they're not going to get all 4 of them. Say he left 8 points off the board.
Well, it was 16 points, but I was
he left
generous.
8 on the board.
I was generous in saying that he 12 out of 16. So
one of those drives was just Cooper DeJean making a great play.
Let's say 8 points. Well, that 8 points is good enough to beat the Eagles in this game.
On that game, you're absolutely right.
So Carson Wentz is the reason why they lost because Wentz was horrendous. He imploded.
Their pass defense imploded too, though.
Between the 20s, Wentz was pretty damn good.
He was.
And then he implodes in the red zone as soon as he gets close.
That's not just Carson Wentz. That's what Vic Fangio has been doing to quarterbacks all season long.
Yeah, I know, but I haven't seen a quarterback. Like Baker Mayfield hasn't imploded like that.
You saw Matthew Stafford do what he had to settle for field goal after field goal after field goal.
You know what I blame in the Rams game? The actual play call. You were running. We unstoppable. unstoppably. Like they were
were.
unstoppable
Yeah,
in the run
Colin
game.
was
They
running.
get to 3rd and 1, 3rd and
Yeah.
1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1, and all they do is throw long passes. It's like, yo,
Yeah, it's kinda
why
odd.
would you do that?
kinda
You're
odd.
running all over us. It's an automatic first down. It's as good as the tush push.
But,
why don't you just do it?
They lost. You're right. The Vikings lost because of Carson, but a formerly almost impenetrable pass defense gave up more in that game almost than they did the entire season down the field combined.
Yeah, I mean, look.
That pass defense imploded against us.
Yeah, but Wentz,
Implosion.
Wentz, Wentz, especially down the stretch, was like destroying this defense, and I'm like, how could it be? How could you be letting Carson do this?
You got great wideouts on that Vikings team. Really,
Jordan
their core,
Addison is impressive.
even Naylor, even their third
Naylor.
guy.
How about
They
Naylor?
have a very impressive array of wideouts over there.
Yeah.
And, getting a win in Minnesota it's a tough place to win against a really good defense.
The Eagles have escaped in like 4 of these games.
It's not by accident in the NFL, though.
With a win. No.
The NFL, you don't win
it's
by
not,
accident in this league.
Because
look at
you escaped the Rams,
look at
you
the Giants.
escaped the Vikings, you escaped, I don't want to say you escaped the Cowboys, but, both.
Well, they led, in a lot of those games you just mentioned, they led the whole way.
Yeah, I get it.
Tightly.
Very tightly.
But you
and
led
really unnecessarily.
But you led the whole
because
way. The Bucks, for example, you still led the whole way.
Patullo was left off, though, because of this week. I think the best, because, look, Devontae called that shot. He saw it on the first 2 plays.
But they talked about it this week,
He called
though.
it for the 3rd play. Yeah, according to
leading up to the game.
Patullo, Patullo takes all the credit according to Patullo. But, like, Devontae called it in the first half. They chose not to call it. And then they went in at halftime, and Devontae was going around the locker room. Yo, we need to do this play.
Yeah. Well, they should.
So
they should.
of course, when it's there, they call it, and it's a touchdown.
Okay, well, let me ask you something, right? Jalen's had a different coordinator every year.
Yeah, but Patullo, he's been here. He's had his fingerprints on the offense for years.
But he's got, through 7 games, Jalen has never had a higher quarterback rating.
True.
Which is crazy to me. When I thought about that, I saw the number, I thought, he's got like a 108, a 109.
Because he doesn't make mistakes.
Well, that's true, but that's part of that is, the play design as well, because there's routes that are not going to put him in mistakes way sometimes. He's not.
I get that.
The coordinator gets a little bit of credit for that. It's really the quarterback not pulling
really,
the trigger in
me,
the wrong spot.
For me, the kindergarten play calling comes down to situationally for me. Like, all right, the second A.J. Brown touchdown where he threw, the seam route, that was good. I like that.
That was an anticipation throw.
Right.
That ball was out well before A.J. even turned his head. That was a Peyton Manning-esque throw.
Now, other than that and the Devontae, which I feel like Devontae just I have a funny feeling that play just wouldn't have been called unless Devontae kept chirping and chirping about it. You know what I mean? Like he saw it and it didn't happen, and then he went in at halftime like, yo, they got one safety out there. They're playing, man. I got this. We got to do this play. But like outside of that, the rest of the big plays, like the touchdown to AJ, the first touchdown to AJ, the play that ended the game to AJ, and a few of the nice, the unbelievable, the throw of the game where AJ came back to get the first down on 3rd and 13.
Without that throw, they might not win the game.
Right, exactly. Those are scramble drills.
Yeah, that's
all
just
of them.
talent.
That's Jalen and his receivers having nothing to do with the play that was called.
That's fine, because here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. It's October 24th. This offense and this team in general is going to evolve so much still.
I hope.
And we saw, it has. It's what happens.
They're not doing anything to get the running game going, knowing that the offensive line is like.
But here's
not
an
good.
indication of it, right?
They are good in pass protection.
Yeah, but
ironically.
coming into the Sunday's game against the Vikings, coming into that game, Jalen had only had a few play action pass under center. There was more.
Why?
There was more in that game against the Vikings than the entire season combined.
That's how you get the run game going. By the way,
that's evolution of the offense. That's going to evolve. It happened last year. It happens every year.
It hits me like they had no choice but to try that when
now it's
the
on
shotgun stuff stops working.
That should open the run up more, because now teams are going to have to respect it because you put it on tape successfully last week against a top tier pass defense.
You know what else bothered me is that Saquon ripped a couple good runs and then he was getting stuffed.
Yeah,
and and part of that is
he
because
doesn't look the same, man.
No, part of that was because Juergens went out, and Toth came in and completely blew every assignment, and Saquon's getting hit in the backfield, and
well,
it's going to be a loss.
Related to that, getting hit in the backfield, Birds are the second worst in football.
Yeah.
At the running back getting hit with the yards they gain before they get touched.
And last year, that was not the case at all.
They were the best.
They were the best.
They were second
so
best.
It's completely right.
Yeah, so in spite of all that, in spite of your injuries to your guys, your influx on the defensive front, you're 5-2. It's remarkable to me.
I know. Here's what grinds my
because when
gears.
you win, you just have to have more points than the other team. The one week they did it with special teams. Next week they did it with defense. Another week they did it by passing the ball like Peyton Manning and Drew Brees. They haven't done it with running yet, though.
No.
That's it. That's the only way they haven't won so far this year is running.
So I thought when they deactivated A.J. Dillon, my feeling was when I saw that before the game, I thought, it's either going to be Shipley or Bigsby.
They gave Bigsby one carry. I mean,
Bigsby's one carry was tremendous.
Best run of the year.
Never happened again.
Best run of the year.
Why? Why did we never see it again?
That's what he did in college.
Well, why don't we just see more? I know. I loved Bigsby. Coming out of college, he was me and my dad, he was one of our guys. We watched the highlights of him in college. We were like, yo, Hank Bigsby. We love his name. His name is his game. We were like, yo, once they decide to run him, he'll show what he can do. He's not a returner.
No, he's a downhill runner. He's a downhill runner.
They finally give him the ball. He gets a great run. You never see him again.
Because you got Saquon Barkley, and you got to try to get him going.
The Saquon thing ain't working, and part of the reason is because the other team sees Saquon on the field, sees him line up a certain way, sees the formation, sees the way Jalen's calling the play, which is so predictable.
They got to mix it up more.
And it's like you don't have Kelsey, you don't have a Juergens that's 100%, you don't have a Dickerson that's 100%, and you don't have Mekhi Becton. So like
it's
Saquon,
a whole different beast.
It's a whole different beast. Saquon is not the same.
No.
But when Bigsby's out there, they're thinking play action, or they're not. They might not going to run it to
Same with
Bigsby.
Shipley. Shipley's had some good runs out of that as well.
Yes, and you never see them again. After they do it, it's like that's it. Now it's back to Saquon. It's like it shouldn't be.
Because you have the Offensive Player of the Year.
I know, but if it's not working, sometimes you just got to go, you know what? It's just not working.
I think it's going to continue to evolve, and I know that the Giants beat us in New York. That we don't play well in that stadium. It goes back many years, no matter who the quarterback is. That they were injured. You lost Q in the middle of the game. You didn't have Jalen Carter out there. Jaxson Dart has a little moxie, especially at home. I expect an entirely different reality. I expect it to look more like when Jaden Daniels came to Philly the first time last year.
Maybe.
I expected to look more like that looked, where Daniels really didn't have a lot of room.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little concerned about this game.
I understand why. I mean, it's a division game, and Dart's good.
Division game.
Dart's good.
Dart is really good.
The kid is good. He can play ball.
And it's not just him. I think the Scattaboo kid is also good.
Scattaboo is like, you remember what he reminds me of? Like Maurice Jones, like a white Maurice Jones-Drew.
Yeah, he's kind of a beast. He can will his way to an extra 3 or 4 yards.
Look, the Giants are back, and it's been many years.
Exactly.
But they're now going to be. They're going to be.
The only thing that
better
lessened
than
the
the Cowboys
blow
next
for
year.
me last week is watching Denver. What Denver did to us, they did the same thing to the Giants, but even worse. Because the Giants were in full command going into the fourth quarter, where the Eagles were not.
Have you ever seen anything like
that? It was slipping away from the beginning of the second half on. It was slipping away from the Birds.
I know.
And for the Giants, it was well into pitching a shutout.
I've never seen
into
anything
the fourth
like that.
quarter.
That's the first time in NFL history.
33 points in a quarter. It's hard to believe.
It's the first time that the team has been trailing by like 18 or more with like 6 minutes to go or something.
Unbelievable.
And
Unbelievable.
In the history of the league.
I felt it. When they got within, that margin of error, I thought to myself,
well,
Denver's going to do it.
The Broncos are a real deal, and that makes the Eagles' loss to them a little more of a quality loss. The only loss that they have that's a bad loss is the Giants game.
And this is
Denver's going to make the playoffs.
Now, here's the problem with this game, too, is that, and maybe it's not a problem. Maybe he'll end up playing. But it looks like A.J. Brown could be out.
No, he's going to play. I heard the opposite.
Really?
Yeah, I heard the opposite.
You heard he's going to play?
When did you hear that?
Today.
I heard the same thing today, but the opposite.
Okay, all right.
That he's expected to play.
Well, I heard that because I think it was Jeff McClain.
Even if he's out,
Jeff McClain reported that even though he hasn't practiced this week, he's on track to play.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard it from McClain, but I also read a Yahoo Sports article, a RotoWire article.
Okay.
So I mean,
right, well, look.
I guess the jury's out. Well, we'll know. We'll know soon.
It's one of those things, like Sunday morning, you wake up and pregame's about to come on, and then and as soon as it starts, and it's Steve Spadaro and WIP going, well, AJ's going to be deactivated today, and then pregame live starts, and they go, hey, big news, AJ Brown not active today. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of, I almost expect news like this every week. I really do, from the Eagles. And when it doesn't happen, I'm pleasantly surprised.
Well, we'll see. Maybe he won't. I just looked at something where it says...
I thought Q would be out last week, and he wasn't.
Nah, and he had an average game. He didn't play horribly. I mean, they didn't get toasted for the big Jefferson TD.
No, they didn't.
Which you expected that to happen.
Right.
Coop made a great play breaking it up. That wasn't a big one, though.
Hey, Jacorian Bennett's going to start this week. So that's
I'm
something.
okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, anything's better than
Ringo hasn't
Ringo.
been all horrible, though. He's not been great, but he's been better than Adoree Jackson.
I don't know about
the
that.
totality. Yeah, the totality's been better than Adoree.
I don't know.
To me.
Maybe. I like Adoree.
Because he's made a few plays where I see number
like
7.
Either of them.
No,
I don't like either of them.
Look, if you're going to win a Super Bowl, you have to do something before the deadline, which
yeah,
is coming
Denzel
up.
Ward. I go Denzel Ward.
Can
in
you
Cleveland.
imagine getting Denzel
Well, the reason
Ward?
why it
Go
makes
get him.
sense
Go get
is
him.
you have a great working relationship with Cleveland, and
right.
And on top of it, Denzel Ward is the right age. I think he's 28.
That's a second-round pick,
and
though.
He's
a second-round pick.
Fine.
To get him.
Yeah, that's okay.
You do it all day.
He's signed through 27.
You do it every time.
Yeah, so he's signed. You'll have him for the half of this year, next year, and the year after. So you'll have him for 2.5 seasons.
Go get the kid. I don't think that's going to happen, but
I don't know why it wouldn't. I'd do it. And you need them. And, even though I still think you need an edge rusher, but I look around the league, I'm like, well, you know what I would do with edge? I would.
Well, Campbell was getting some burn there.
Yeah.
When I said that a couple weeks ago when D comes back, I said, let's see Campbell as a natural edge.
Yeah, and you're getting Nolan Smith back in a couple weeks, and they just signed BG, who's only going to give you between 18 and 22 snaps anyway.
Why invest too much capital is what you're thinking.
Right, but if I had to make a move, I go for the Jets, who are over, and you go for Jermaine Johnson, defensive end. He's young. I think he's 26 years old. He hasn't had a great year, but he's an ascending player.
Yeah,
26 years old. He's the kind of player I would kind of, and it doesn't. He's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. It'll cost you, but he's not going to cost you, a second round pick.
Yeah.
You'll give up a 4.
I think Ward is a no brainer. I mean,
I go Ward and Jermaine Johnson at the deadline, but I definitely go Ward number 1. I think that's the biggest need.
To Coop and Q.
I know a lot of people feel like edge is still the biggest need. It is a big
second
need.
Cornerback's bigger because
that's
in
a
the
huge
playoffs,
spot.
In the playoffs,
yeah, you need Denzel Ward.
You're going up against the Rams again. You're going up against Baker again.
And Denzel Ward, and it's not the same, but you're not. They let Isaiah Rodgers go. That was a bad move. That was a Howie mistake. It was a Howie blunder in the offseason. He did. He's a backup corner, and they're using him as a starter.
Yeah.
He's not a shutdown corner by any means, but but
he's not terrible.
No, he's not terrible. But what you need, if you were letting Slay walk out the door, then you need to bring in your next Slay.
Absolutely.
And I think
I think it makes a lot of
Adoree
sense.
Jackson might have been trending in that direction a couple of years ago, but he's not.
He's a losing player.
Yes.
He's just a losing NFL player. He was a good college player.
Yeah.
But he's a losing NFL player.
You're absolutely
He's always been a losing player.
You're right. And I feel like Denzel Ward could be maybe not Slay, but like the next Slay.
Man, I would be really
move.
Look, if they secure Denzel Ward, this team is for sure going back to the Super Bowl.
Maybe.
In my opinion. Because then you're truly going to get back to being like a shutdown type of defense.
Here's the thing that's in the Eagles' favor, right? And it's definitely softened the blow the last few weeks. Like, they lost 2 bad games, but every good team lost bad games.
Yeah, it's the NFL,
so,
man.
like, the
That's
NFL,
what happens.
Yeah, but,
what
like,
happens.
Not this year's kind of an outlier year for
Which
a
is
lot
a great
of teams.
idea for a repeat, in my opinion.
Well, that's the thing.
It's ripe for a repeat.
That's the thing that's helping the Eagles' case.
It's Chiefs birds.
Yeah, what's helping the Eagles' case right now is that the NFL kind of seems wide open. Like, a lot of the really good teams are not as good as we might have thought.
Ravens
at
won't
least
make the playoffs.
early.
Ravens are out. They're done.
The
Bills will be in. The Chiefs will be in.
Bills. You know what the Bills' problem is? Same thing I've been saying for years. That you have this Superman quarterback, and what you're supposed to do is build around this quarterback.
And
they just think, well, we have him, and that's the end of it.
Yeah.
It's like, no, that's not the end.
Well,
of it.
Cook is good. James Cook is good.
Cook is good, but
and Shakir is quite an after-the-catch guy. Shakir's the best after-the-catch guy in football.
Yeah.
Statistically.
I just, you need a number one receiver.
They do.
there.
They lost Diggs, and they've never been the same.
No, they never
and now
been the
Drake
same.
May is showing that he's a real NFL
Yes.
quarterback. And I bet the Patriots, when we get to that Tech 10,
yes.
I would imagine that the Pats broke the Tech 10.
They did.
I figured they would.
They did.
And I would imagine that the Bucks might be out of the top 10.
They are not.
Okay, all right.
They are not, despite that horrific loss and the way Baker played, which was just
Can you
the
imagine
worst.
if Jalen played that way? Can you imagine the national media the next day?
Of course.
He'd have to be cut.
Like I'm seeing all these stats about Dak versus the NFC East. Dak's win percentage. Well,
Who cares?
How come there's no Jalen win percentage? It's always the Eagles. Jalen's a product of the Eagles, but when Dak wins, it's Dak's win percentage.
It's ridiculous.
And by the way, kudos to Dak and their offense. They have a high-powered offense, one of the best in the NFL. I'll give them that right now.
But here's
we'll
the
see
thing.
what happens. I think they might end up emerging as the biggest threat in the East this year.
No.
You don't think so?
Let me tell you the caveat.
They could.
The reason why those numbers are so high is because they have to be.
Well, yeah, I get it.
When you have to play 4 quarters, throw, because your defense can't get it, stop a nosebleed, that's way different than you're really good for 3 quarters, you get ahead like good teams do, you're up by 2-3 scores, you run the ball, you kill the clock. This is why their numbers are inflated by a horrible defense. You saw it with Peyton Manning's horrible Colts defense back in the day. Top-ranked offense, worst-ranked defense.
Yes.
Now, that was Peyton Manning. Dak is not Peyton Manning.
Now I laugh at
but there's a caveat there.
I laugh at the Cowboys because, and as a Cowboy hater, I laugh at them. But part of me does feel bad when I see Dak have one of these drives where he's lighting them up and he's working hard and they score. They get in the end zone off of a great drive.
And then right away.
Within 30 seconds, you know what I'm saying? The defense just gives it up.
Here's the thing,
gives it right up. And then Dak's got to go back out there like, man, I got to go to work again.
Yeah, but they'd have a winning record. They'd have a winning record if in their losses and their tie, he was clutch late in the red zone, which he was not.
I get that, but
situationally,
CeeDee Lamb
he's
against
not
the
a clutch
Eagles,
quarterback situationally.
He had good passes to CD. One was tough, but
I hear you should have been caught. But my point is 2 things with the Cowboys. A, the numbers are as they are, and people are losing their minds because they have to be that good for them to even be in the game.
No, they do.
Forget about winning the game, just to be in the conversation to win the game.
Right.
But situational quarterbacking, Dak Prescott is not an elite, late situational quarterback when the game's on the line and you're tight and you have to have it. He's more often than not going to get it, and their record reflects that.
You're right. I admit.
I shouldn't have to convince you of these things.
I hear you.
I'm messing with you.
I hear you. I mean, look, for me,
Cowboy sympathist, tech nizzle.
No, I'm just, I watch some of these because it's in my interest to watch the Cowboys when they're on.
I check them out.
So I watch it.
I watched a lot of that.
I'm like, man, Dak, Jesus Christ, Pickens, the offense this offense is crazy, and the defense goes out.
That's why you need Denzel Ward, George Pickens, and CeeDee Lamb.
They go right down the field on the Cowboys defense, and then the look on Dak. They show his face.
I know.
And he's like exasperated. Like he's got to get right back out there.
I love every second.
I do too. But part of me is just like,
because here's the thing,
sucks.
Tech. If they slip into the playoffs as a wild card, well, they're out in that round. Because they're going to be on the road.
I think
they're going to be on the road. Not going to be a Jerry World.
There's several divisions in football that who's going to emerge in second place? And the NFC East is one of them right now. I'm just like, I don't really know. Commanders don't look very good.
Nah, but don't make a push. Don't make a push. They're a quality club.
Yeah, don't make a push.
I think the Giants have a chance to win 8 games, 9 games.
Maybe, because when you look at their schedule, right, I struggle.
Birds are going to win on Sunday. Don't worry.
All right, well, look.
Birds are winning
this game.
All right,
so if they're winning on Sunday.
They're undefeated in the Kelly Greens.
So, all right, so let's go through the Giants' schedule, because I got news for you. I struggle to find 7 wins. So I look at the Eagles. Okay, Eagles at home. They're going to win. All
Eagles are a 12-win team this year. Right. They're going to lose 3 more games.
Hey, I think the 49ers are 5-2. They're fraud 5-2.
Mac Jones has been efficient though.
Right. So Giants 49ers following week.
That's a toss-up game.
Giants Bears. Bears 5-2 or 4-2.
That's a toss-up game too.
Packers
loss.
Yeah. Lions
loss.
Patriots
toss-up.
Commanders Vikings.
Toss-up.
And then you got the Raiders.
A lot of toss-ups, though.
That could be a win.
I only hear 2 for sure losses there, Tek, because they're good.
Really?
The Giants they got moxie now, Tek.
I don't know.
They got moxie now,
I
Tek.
think they lose to either the 49ers or the Bears. They lose
I
the
do, too.
Packers and the
too.
Lions.
I do, too.
I think they lose to either the Patriots or the Commanders.
And they are 2-5.
And I think
They're already 2-5.
Right, and I think they lose to either the Vikings or the Cowboys.
Here's the thing.
Forget the Raiders.
Next year, the Giants will start the season as playoff likelies.
Right. So 1,
Next year.
2, 3.
They're not there yet.
4. I see at least 6 more losses for the Giants.
That's fair. Yeah, but here's the thing, man. This is not going to be an easy game on Sunday, but the Birds will win this game.
All right.
They will.
Hey.
You had to go against them
hear you.
in New York without Carter and Q, and guess what? Now you're home, coming off of a nice get-right win in terms of, like, the mood of the team. You got BG back on the field. It's a 1 o'clock Philly kickoff. The Giants are coming off of one of those, like, emotionally draining games to a division game, which is emotionally high. We know that the Birds do not want to get swept by New York. And
Right.
we know that Jalen told Howie, we ain't losing again on the way out. You saw that clip?
Wait, we said we're not losing again?
He
I
said it
didn't
to
see
Howie.
that.
He said, we
Is
ain't
that- is
effing
that what he
losing.
said?
We ain't effing losing again. That's in Howie, and they embraced.
Okay. Well,
Jalen and the Kelly Greens at home with a healthy defense and BG back for, situational snaps. This game, I'm going to give you a score, Tek. This is if AJ plays.
if AJ plays.
30-20 game. If AJ plays. If AJ doesn't play, it's a 24-16 game.
Wow.
Because you have to run more, use more clock and longer drives and chip away a little more. The play calling will be seriously different if AJ's not in the field.
Okay.
You'll be a little more Goddard, quick hitters to Goddard. You have more involved. But I really think this defense is holding them at 20 or under, the Giants.
All right.
They're going to force field goals. They just don't. It's not going to happen twice. Now it's on tape. Now Vic knows what this kid likes to do. And a rookie only has so many tricks in the pony box.
Yeah, I get it. I just...
You got to spy him. You got to spy him someplace. Check this out. With DeJean.
Yeah, because he's the only one fast enough to really keep
You
up.
got to spy him with DeJean. Like, almost like DeJean's in a zone read situation.
Yeah.
Keep him kind of second level, defending that over the middle with the tight end. But if he sees Dart start scrambling, you got to break out of there.
I think the Eagles got to score 30-plus points. I think they got to get in a 31, 34 kind of territory. 31 to 28, 31, 24, 34, 24. They got to get into that
you
kind
held
of
Dak
territory.
to 20 points on that field.
Yeah.
You shut out Stafford in the second half.
And hey, Dak had the receivers.
And that fourth quarter against the Broncos, kind of like an aberration.
I chalked that week 1 up to preseason.
I hear you. Well, for both teams, yeah.
Yeah, because Dak has been so much better.
That was the
then.
only game that Jalen really scrambled around, and ran.
Yeah.
A little bit in Kansas City.
I think he's being kept in check.
Well, he's playing quarterback, and he's playing darn well.
Because they're making him. Everybody's taking that page out. I don't know if the Chiefs did
Guy's
it or
got
who
2
did
turnovers.
it. Yeah, everyone's taking that let Jalen beat us with his arm, stance.
He will.
Yeah, he will. He's capable of it. I don't know that he will every time.
He's a Super Bowl MVP. I mean, they're going to continue to evolve. I think they're going to lose 3 more games. I don't know what 3. I think they finish 12-5. I think they lose 3 more games. I think the Packers game is a coin flip. I think they could beat the Packers. I was not impressed with the Packers when I watched
I'm not
them.
super
I'm not
impressed with
them.
the Packers.
They play these tight games against bad teams. They lost to the Browns.
But the NFL's so wide open that they're still a good team.
I think the Lions, unfortunately, we might catch an L to the Lions.
Yeah, maybe the Bills in Buffalo.
Yeah, that's another one of those games that Jalen could just be playoff Jalen, though. It's late. It's approaching the playoffs.
Yeah.
You're playing a team you might see in the Super Bowl. That's when playoff Jalen clicks in. He's a different breed, man. This dude is a different breed, and he has earned my trust.
I think you split with the Cowboys. I think they might lose in Dallas.
3 more losses. I could see the losses being Lions,
I
Cowboys,
agree.
Bills. I think you got 3 more losses, however they come.
And I think you can...
If you have 4 more losses, you still are in good shape.
Yeah, I think you can win the division.
11-6.
Yeah, I think so. At this point.
I think so.
All right, it's time for the Tek 10.
Let's do it.
It's the Tek 10.
Number 10 this week. I got to go with the Broncos.
They should be top 10.
I like what I'm seeing from them.
Wow, so you got the Patriots above the Broncos.
Yeah, look.
Okay, all right. I'll let you continue. I won't interrupt.
Here's the thing. I like the Broncos at 10. I've seen what the Broncos could do.
Strong defense.
Up front,
Strong defense.
up close and personal against the Birds.
Yeah,
I saw what they did.
That was brutal.
Up close and personal against the Giants.
Yeah.
I like what I see from the Broncos. I think they got a decent young quarterback.
He's a player. Sean Payton knows how to talk about a play caller.
Right.
Imagine Sean Payton calling plays for Jalen Hurts.
Exactly.
Imagine that.
I like their young quarterback. But at number 9, I just like Drake May and the Patriots better.
They look really good,
I like
man.
them more.
They look good.
Patriots
got their guy. They got their guy.
And the funny thing is about the Patriots is like they're better than like the sum of their parts. Like they They're like a good team, but like they don't have guys that I feel like are like next level guys.
They're just a bunch of, it's almost like it always was with Brady, workman like guys, and then an efficient quarterback.
Right. And
but you do have Stephon Diggs.
You got Diggs.
There's your guy.
There's your guy.
That's the guy,
Diggs.
and he's hitting them a lot.
He is. He's kind of forced to. The rest of the guys out there are kind of like jobbers, but they're like not bad.
Well, you got Jacoby Myers, right?
Yeah, he's all right. You got guys who are like they're good. They're serviceable guys.
He's like an average 2.
Yeah, like you got a bunch of serviceable guys on this team, but like somehow they win games and they look good doing it.
I'm impressed with Patriots might sneak into the playoffs. They're going to win that division, possibly.
Maybe
the Bills might falter.
Maybe I still think
Bill's
the Bills
schedule's
will
tougher.
pull together. It is.
That's why I say that. I could see the Bills getting a wild card.
Yeah, and,
Their defense isn't impressive. Buffalo's defense is not that good.
I like the Patriots at 9. I thought maybe they'd be at 10, and then I thought about it. Like, as much as I like the Broncos, I kind of like the Patriots more, even though the Broncos have more heavy hitters. They have more big-time players.
They do. I mean, Cortland Sutton, what a receiver he
right,
is, man.
But I just...
Mims is good, too.
It's just the Patriots are a crazy thing. It's like they're better than the sum of their parts. Like, I watch them play, and I like them.
Yeah.
So, they're number 9. Number 8, falling. I mean, it really one spot from 3 weeks ago, but... is the Bucs. The Bucs,
all right.
They're still in the top 10. This is a volatile list, like
they
said before.
should be. I mean, Baker had a bad night. He's a good quarterback.
He
had a bad night.
They look terrific, and if they do it again, they're out of this. Yeah. Next week they won't be in the 10.
Who do they play this week?
But
do you remember who they play this week?
That's a good question. The Bucs this week. They play the Saints in New Orleans.
Oh, that's a get-right game.
Yeah,
Although,
right game.
The Saints played the Bills very tightly.
They did.
For 3 quarters.
It reeks of desperation, the Saints, the way they play, because they didn't want to win.
Yeah, he flashes. Rattler flashes.
Yeah. I mean, But, all right, number 7. It's the Packers. I look.
Not that impressed overall.
I'm not either. Jordan Love has to show me, that he's a big game quarterback. I think they're a good team, and I've looked at other rankings where I see them way higher, and I just feel like I don't see that. So they're 7 on my list just because
the defense is good.
They need to be in there, and so far they haven't had a horrific loss like the Bucs.
Well, they did. They lost. Didn't they lose to the Browns?
The Packers?
Yeah.
That was early, though. But yes, they did.
The Browns.
You're right. They did.
Nobody loses to
I think
the
that's their only real loss. They tied the Cowboys.
That is their
only
loss.
real loss was that stinker against the Browns.
Their next real loss will be at home on Monday night against the Birds. We know that.
There it is.
Jalen's going to go out there and light it up, dude.
But right now, I look across the landscape, and I'm like, well, I can't really put the Broncos there yet. I can't put the Patriots there yet. And the Bucs are still good, but I kind of like the Packers just a hair more than the Bucs right this second. That could change.
Yeah.
But all right, number 6, it's the Seahawks for me. Darnold's
been impressive.
I feel like they've been getting better and better. And 3 weeks ago they were 8 on this list. They are 6 this week.
Yeah.
I just like what I'm seeing from them.
That's
good
Smith
defense.
and Jigba's.
Yes, they got a bona fide receiver.
Yeah.
And Darnold's like good enough in the regular season to get them racking up wins.
Two stud running backs.
Yeah, and they're right there at the top of the West. So we'll see.
So far, I agree with your rankings.
Number 5 has to, for me, be the Kansas City Chiefs, and I would have them higher, but
Yeah.
they're climbing out of a hole.
They are.
And they'll get there, and they're number 5 with a big arrow next to their name.
Oh yeah, I mean
they're going up.
They're going to be a force in January again, and I think that you could see Chiefs Birds 3.
You could. I just don't see anybody in the AFC when push comes to shove in January that's going to beat the Chiefs. I just don't see it.
You're hard pressed. You're hard pressed because
I'm not betting against them.
Los Angeles, the Chargers, they really haven't been that impressive either.
And they are.
What's about? Where's all the talk about Justin Herbert being better than Jalen Hurts now?
Yeah, that's out.
Where's that talk at?
Where's that talk?
These clowns.
Yeah,
Jalen gets no respect. It's really upsetting, man. It's really upsetting.
Number 4 on this list right now, once again, has to be the Rams for me. Because I still think that they are the type of team that if we get to the NFC Championship, they could be there.
So you're going Birds, Bills, Lions. 3, 2,
no,
1.
this is gonna surprise you.
Oh wow!
Number 3 is the Eagles. The
okay,
Eagles are number 3.
I figured you had the Birds.
And the only reason, the caveat for the Eagles, because for me, the Eagles are like number 6, right? But the reason why they're number 3 is because they beat the Rams, they beat the Chiefs, they beat the Bucks.
You beat tough teams.
Yeah, you beat these teams, so I cannot place any of those teams above the Birds.
You can't do it, and these rankings that do it, they're disconnected from reality.
Yeah, because we're talking about...
You played head-to-head.
Yes.
It's the NFL.
Yeah, we're not talking about last year
It's not like baseball where you have 162 games and you might beat somebody, they might beat you. This is the NFL.
We're talking about these, 7 weeks of football that we have watched.
Almost half a season.
Right. So
crazy.
So you have to take that into account. Eagles are number 3.
I agree.
Number 2 for me right now, and you know what's so funny? You mentioned the Bills. It's the Colts for me. I got the Colts at number 2.
You got the Bills out of your top 10?
I got the Bills out of my top 10.
Wow.
I got the Colts.
I forgot about the Colts.
The Bills would be...
I forgot about the Colts.
On my list, the Bills would be number 11.
Give me a Colts Birds Super Bowl.
And you know why? Because I like the Broncos right now. I think the Broncos are playing better ball, tougher ball than the Bills are. But
they are.
I can't put the Bills on the list. If the Patriots are 9, the Patriots beat them.
Yeah.
And they have a better record. I can't.
I like your ranking logic.
I can't. The Bills would be number 11 for me. They're number 11. And right behind them would be the Steelers and maybe even the Bears.
Okay.
Those would be behind my top 10. They're on the outside looking in going and by the way, I got the Steelers and the Bears with an arrow up, and we'll see what happens.
Steelers, I'm still not.
I know,
sold.
me too. But I
There's
don't
something
think
about them.
I don't think they're fraudulent in the same way that the 49ers are. And by the way, that's why the 49ers ain't in here because I view them as number 16 or 15 on my. Or I don't.
You're right.
I think
though.
that
This
would be
year
unfair.
the league is very tight.
It's weird. This is
really
a weird
tight.
year where teams like the Colts are number 2 on this list.
And Steichen's got them humming.
Yeah, with Indiana Jones.
Give me Steichen versus Sirianni in the Super Bowl.
Well, that would be great, except I think the Colts get knocked out in the first round.
Probably. It's Daniel Jones.
And of course, the Lions are number 1. I think they're the best team in the NFL, other than maybe the Chiefs. But the Chiefs are the Chiefs aren't there yet, but they're going to be there.
What a clash that's going to be when the Birds play the Lions.
I kind of expect in a week or two this list to be Lions, Chiefs 1 and 2. And then we'll see.
Okay,
we'll see where the
right.
Birds go. We'll see what happens with the Bills. We'll see what happens with the Rams and these other, because look.
There's a lot of really good teams, not a lot of great teams.
Yeah, for me, when I'm compiling the 10, I got my bottom 2 and I got my top 3, and then from 4 to 8, it's a log jam of guys. I have to rationalize why they go there.
That's exactly what it is.
And that's just a weird spot right now for football.
I understand.
NFL's in a weird place.
I understand. No, it completely is. I love it though because what it's going to come down to is what teams just know how to win in January. What teams have the clutch players?
Yeah.
And we know what the answer is. It's 2.
Yeah.
It's the Birds and the Chiefs.
I hope.
They're almost the only teams that have the clutch players that have proven it.
True.
In January. It's the Birds and the Chiefs.
All right, well, let's hit the VetPhact, brought to you by the Fairless Hills Academy of Music. It's time for VetPhact.
This is a VetPhact.
Well, Tek, well before the Tennessee Titans were the Houston Oilers, They were the Houston Oilers. Monday, October 24th, 1994, Monday Night Football. 65,233 fans packed the Vet and watched Rich Kotite's Birds, led by Randall Cunningham, beat the Houston Oilers 21-6. What a Monday night game this was. The Birds had a second half shutout, outscoring the Oilers 14-0. It was 7-6 at the half, kind of like a defensive struggle. This was a Oilers team that did not have Warren Moon. Cody Carlson.
I remember him from Super Tecmo Bowl.
Was 11 for 22 for 164 yards, took 2 sacks, and threw an interception to guess who, Tek? Our guy, Hall of Famer, Eric Allen.
Woo!
What a game to be at. Eric Allen gets a pick.
Hey,
he didn't take it back for 6 like he did very frequently.
Right.
Nevertheless, had an interception. Randall had a very Jalen Hurts-esque stat line. You ready for this?
It's comparable.
13 for 24. 13 completions, 310 yards. 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, besides the pick, of course.
Yeah.
Jalen doesn't do those.
No, not many.
But he was rated 109.7. He actually didn't even really rush the ball. He only rushed for 3 yards. It was not a typical Randall type of night. But the big night was Freddie Barnett, who had a stat line looking like Devontae Smith. 5 catches, $187, including a 54-yard bomb. Just what an interesting game to be at. You had Cunningham to Barnett lighting it up, but you only had 21 points scored by the Birds. Yeah. You had a very workmanlike run game on this night for the Birds. You had Herschel Walker, Charlie Garner, and Vaughn Hebron.
Wow, I loved Hebron and Garner.
Combining for, just under 90 yards combined.
Wow.
Very workmanlike, the even distribution of carries. Vaughn Hebron actually only had 3 carries. He had the long one of the night. He had a 16-yard scamper.
There it is.
You had Haywood Jeffries on this Oilers team.
Yes.
Ernest Givens.
Yes, you did.
Webster Slaughter.
Yes.
This game right here, Tek, is
Tecmo Bowl.
This is the peak of us collecting football cards.
Yeah, man. Tecmo. I mean, hey, listen, the Oilers, those are all the Oilers receivers on Tecmo.
Bum, 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 bum.
Tremendous.
Monday Night Football, October 24th, 1994. This is when they had the intro with the helmets clashing, the cartoon helmets exploding against each other. An intro that will never be topped in football.
Never.
It's that old Monday Night Football. I hope they bring that back someday.
Yeah, wow.
October 24th, 1994, 31 years ago today, 21-6 Birds over Oilers.
Woo. All right, it's time to touch on the Sixers, Prem. I'm back on the train.
I have some optimism.
Me too. I'm back on the train.
I have some optimism.
VJ Edgecombe's a superstar.
Wow.
He's the future of his team. He's the franchise of his team moving forward.
Yeah,
the Embiid era is officially over. It is over.
I don't know if you saw my post on our X account. I think that if you want to compete for a ring this year, which I think you can with Edgecombe, Maxey, and the supporting cast,
maybe
you have to do it. You have to trade for another superstar.
Well, maybe not an absolute superstar,
a tier B guy,
but a forward.
A tier B guy, though.
They need a tier B forward.
Yes, because George and Embiid.
Here's the problem with Paul George.
About it.
Everyone's like, well, you wait until Paul George gets here. It's like, all right, I think I heard Spike
They're not going to be healthy for the playoffs.
Well, here's a problem with Paul George for me. Let's say Paul George comes back, he's 100% healthy. My problem with Paul George, after seeing this is a guard-driven league, and you finally have a guard duo.
What a backcourt,
finally,
man. Crazy,
Sixers
man.
haven't had it for years. They
Edgecombe
finally have
is like
it.
a little Giannis.
Yes. Well, yeah, to me, he reminds me of Dwayne Wade. He's
longer, though.
He's giving me
but
Dwayne Wade.
He's longer than D.
Yeah,
Wade.
he does things that D. Wade doesn't do.
He's more athletic. He's a more athletic build. He's more he's almost like he's a unique guy, man.
He is.
I was very excited and encouraged watching that fourth quarter, watching these guys fly around.
The hole was obvious for me in the lineup.
Yeah.
I like Dominic Barlow,
You want a better 3.
Yeah, well, you got to have, I think, was he the 4 or the 3? I don't know. But like Oubre, right? Oubre, for me, is a good glue guy. Like, if you guys
how about that corner 3 from Oubre, though, late?
Massive.
That late corner 3.
You got to look at the OKC formula, right? OKC has an absolute superstar, best player in the league.
Oh, yeah.
And then they have they got him with a great co-star. And then the rest of the guys are a mix of young and vet, and they're all glue guys.
Right.
So, like, I look at, now you got a duo that has put the league on notice. Great duo. But Oubre fits in wonderfully because Oubre is an older vet that can run with the young balls.
Yeah,
So, like,
very athletic.
I like what I saw from Oubre as a glue guy. I don't care if Oubre's getting 8 to 12 a night or 14 on a good night. I don't care. That's what I need from Oubre.
Yeah.
So, like, I like Oubre in this lineup. I like those three. Now we're talking about the 4 and the 5. So the 4 spot, I think they started Dominic Barlow there, and it's the same thing that everybody said about Edmundo Sosa playing every day. It's like, well, the more he plays, the more he gets exposed.
You know what, though?
Well,
Barlow, he actually didn't play horrible.
No, Barlow is a good player, but he's a mixed bag right now. He's a half and half. He's half, I can see why he's a G Leaguer, and half, yes, Barlow, nice play.
Right.
So he's that, and I feel like he's better suited. He gives you something off the bench.
Yeah.
He should not be in anyone's starting 5. He should
Right.
be off the bench.
Right.
You need, I get it, Paul George. But here's the problem with Paul George. For what we saw with this guard duo, I feel like a Paul George, and look, I might be wrong. I'm just as based on what I know about Paul George, what I've seen from Paul George.
Right.
Paul George and his style of play, his neediness to have the ball in his hands, he is a cancer.
It'll hamper these guys.
He is poisonous
I
for
know.
what this is right now.
You gotta trade him. Get rid of him.
You need a guy that doesn't mind getting 14, 15 a game. That is like, you know what you need? I hate to say this. People are going to be calling me crazy, like I'm out of my mind, but I am right. Or you're right. Or Ben or a Tobias. You need one of those two guys because they don't mind playing their part, getting 14, 15 a night. Tobias is more of a glue guy with these guys. I need a glue guy, and Paul George is the exact opposite of a glue guy.
Little tidbit, VJ Edgecombe now officially has as many threes made in his career as Ben Simmons.
Yeah. Well, look, I like Ben. I think Ben is good. He's
done playing ball.
He's a good defensive player.
He's done playing
He's a good
ball,
rebounder. Yeah.
He's done.
But like at his time in Philadelphia before the passing up on the dunk and before he sat out that following season, like he was a perennial all-star who was a great defender, a great distributor of the basketball, and a great rebounder. And they really lacked all three of those things since he's been gone. So he did fill a necessary thing, a spot on this team where he's very versatile. Okay, so he's not a big shot taker and he only makes like dunks or up close shots.
Right.
It's like I get that, and I'm okay with it. That's what I need now that I got this duo.
Yeah.
The problem with Ben Simmons is he's a 4 who had to play the point. Forget the point. Now it's Maxey and Edgecombe. So and
you could bring him back and maybe he knows his role.
Right.
A little more defined.
McCain and Grimes. So this is what I would do.
I like Q.
McCain will come back. I like Grimes, but you're going to lose Grimes for nothing after the season. So for me,
you would move him.
I would move him at the deadline.
Him and George. Get rid of them both.
The problem with moving George is no one's going to take that contract. So you're kind of stuck with him. But what I would do is, knowing what I know now, let George come in. George is the starter, fine. If he's going to be the cancer, be the cancer. But he's not going to play a lot, and he's not going to be on the court the whole game.
Right.
So, like, get me the second-tier glue 4
I'm 100%
that I need.
on board.
Trade Grimes at a draft pick. Get that second-tier 4 that we need.
Yeah.
So that Barlow is coming off the bench in a rotation and can really provide a boost when needed instead of having to start.
He does to beat a guy, put it on his back.
Yeah, Barlow will make a nice play and then do a stupid foul, and then he'll be a G Leaguer, he'll miss a bad shot, and then he'll make a nice shot, and then he'll make a nice play.
Tek, I got so excited after that win the other night.
Me too.
That I went on Ticketmaster, and I got me and the wife, Section 219, row 1, right on the edge of the mezzanine, the long court view. For Monday night against the Magic.
Oh, you're going against the Magic?
First basketball game in 6 seasons.
I'm going on the 11th.
Okay,
to see
all right.
Boston at home.
Oh, nice.
So
I want to see the Magic play.
This is going to be. I'm going to go.
I really just want to see Edgecombe.
I'm going to go to a handful of games. I already know it this year.
I like it. It's cheap. $20 I paid for
because
these
same here. My wife doesn't like baseball, but she goes to appease me when we go to see the Phils.
Sure.
likes the Eagles, but like I'm not spending $1,000 for a
crazy.
Sunday. I'm not doing it.
I know.
And by the
I know
way,
you're not.
what's even more unreasonable is a Flyers game because it's the same price as the Eagles.
I spent with the service charge $40 for 2 mezzanine row 1.
Right.
$40.
Yes, exactly.
I'll spend $20 or $25 to park, and we'll each have a bottle of water and like nachos.
Right.
And then we're going home, and that's it.
That's it. Right. So the Sixers
Economy sport.
The Sixers is a great economy sport.
It is.
So it's sort of like the
And
Phillies
it's fun
in that
to go.
way.
It's fun to go.
The Phillies is like, for good seats.
No, you're still $100 easy.
Maybe I'll spend more because I either like the Hall of Fame or I like to be on the baseline. So
You ever sat Diamond
I'll spend
Club?
$150 years ago.
With the padded seats?
Not recently.
I've done it twice. It's worth it.
We'll see. There it is.
It's
And
worth it.
I'm a Hall of Fame guy because I like the bathrooms.
Yeah.
Best bathrooms anywhere.
They are pretty good bathrooms.
Yeah, so I'm all about that. But I'm going to go to the Sixers this year, a handful of games, because
Going
it
on
is
the 11th, on November
It is a cheap
11th.
ticket. I got
Nice.
2 tickets for like under $100,
Yeah.
and that's the way to go.
You sit in lower bowl then for that much.
Yeah, because she likes with basketball. She actually likes to see.
Well, then you're
there.
doing the right thing.
Yeah,
You're doing
so
the right
we're
thing.
gonna go with the lower tickets, and look, I'm excited. I went in with no enthusiasm,
Same.
and then I saw that
Same.
preseason game, and I'm like, maybe that was what I needed. Maybe I needed no enthusiasm until the preseason game, and then I get hyped, and I'm like, well, the season starts in
Right.
5 days.
Right.
I'm ready.
Right.
So I am hyped now for the Sixers, and a great 1-0 start. I think Saturday they play game 2. We'll see.
Yeah, the Hornets tomorrow.
Yeah, the
night.
Hornets, and that should be, listen,
That should be a W.
that should be a W. So
This team has a very clear path to like 5-1.
yeah, yeah, I know.
I'm already thinking this
Where
way.
before I was like, they're 2-4 to start, but no, now I see Edgecombe
good.
is
Looks good.
indeed what I thought he was going to be. He is the franchise.
Yeah, the kid's just playing happy basketball. Like he's
Exactly.
playing like careless, happy, young basketball.
Love that. He almost blew the game with those missed free throws.
Yeah, he did.
And
He did.
I chalked it up to like, well,
He's still a rookie in Boston.
Yeah, he
to
had
close out a game.
Yeah, you got to learn. You got to learn. You
Yeah.
know, it's kind of.
I thought they were going to get bit.
With rookies in the NBA, you kind of got to learn on the job.
I know you, though. I know you. And as soon as it was 117, 116, and you missed those free throws, that was a loss in your mind.
Not totally.
Really?
But
Really?
because I've seen the Sixers where they do that, and then they like hold on them. You know.
What's up with the Pritchard kid being their go-to guy?
Well, here's the thing about Pritchard.
Is he new? Where'd he
All
come
he
from?
does is shoot threes. He's not really great at anything else, and you left him wide open for
I
that
know.
three. I'm like, you can't leave that guy open like that. You got to cover him. He's all they're gonna. They're going
And
to
that
him.
wouldn't have mattered if I forget who went to the line first and hit 1 or 2 right before that. If you would have hit both of those, who was it that missed a free throw right before that for the Sixers?
Somebody missed a free throw.
Yeah,
You're
there
right.
was
Somebody
one
went
for
1 of 2.
and then Edgecombe went.
I think it was
0 of 2.
Grimes. Grimes went 1
I think
for
it might have
2.
been Grimes.
He missed the first one, made the second.
And that's
one.
what made
Yes,
that three
Grimes
really
did.
matter, because then later on, 1 bucket would have been a 3-point lead again.
Right. Edgecombe, all I needed from Edgecombe, and I really wanted him to hit both of those, but all I
Just
needed,
hit
once
one
he
of
missed
them.
the first one, I'm like, you got to hit that second
Yeah.
one. And as soon as he missed both, I'm like, the kid's got to learn on the job.
Hey, they
That's what
escaped. They
rookies do.
escaped Boston with a W. It's
Yeah, you
not
saw-
an easy place to win.
He was on the bench. When he went back to the bench, he was so upset. And
They got the win, though.
But that's what I want to see. I want to
Yeah.
see him furious at himself.
Important to note, he broke Allen Iverson's rookie record in the
did.
debut.
He did.
AI had 30 points. What do you have, 34?
I don't know if he'll be, he's not going to have the cultural impact that Iverson had.
No.
But
that was a different era.
Hey, Edgecombe for this era, he could be.
You know what? Him and Maxey, the character of those two guys.
Yeah, that's important.
It's a great fit. They both
It
got
is.
really good character, man.
And you
Hearing
can
these
tell
kids talk, these guys
Yeah.
talk. These
Yeah.
are good dudes.
And Maxey really, he had
grew
like
up a lot.
he had like 3 points in the first half. He got all his points in that second half.
40.
Yeah, he had like 30 plus points in the second half.
He looks more mature this year, like physically.
Yeah, but he's still not getting those and one calls. It's
Nah.
infuriating. How?
Yeah.
How does he not get them? You breathe
Yeah.
on other guys on Boston. That Jalen
Brown,
Yeah,
yeah.
Jalen Brown. You breathe on him the wrong way to the basket. He's good.
Well,
It's automatic
it's
foul.
always
But
been like that. You know what? There's a little bit of insight on that. In the Donaghy documentary,
I
he did
saw it.
after
I loved
jail,
it. Yeah, I loved
He
it.
kind of like
The
gave some
Untold
insight.
or
He
whatever.
said some refs just like there's certain guys that some refs just call
But
different.
Maxey's a nice guy, and you know what? I saw Maxey, unlike how I've seen him in the past. He fought afterward. He went to the refs like, "Yo, come on,
Yeah.
that's great, yo,
I'm getting
that's a
raped here."
Yeah, he's really, he's getting abused on the way to the net, and they're not calling it.
Sixers
It's-
get the 4 seed.
You think so? The 4 seed. I'm saying they hover
I was
around
going
the 6 seed.
5-6 before that.
They hover around that 6 seed when push comes to shove.
Well,
When it's all said and done.
We'll see if Morey improves this roster.
I hope.
He's been drafting well.
See,
He's been drafting well.
Yeah.
When you think about it, when you charge draft picks, he's sit on 3 now.
Yes. See, the thing I like though that I was hoping, and it happened, was Bob Myers, former Warriors GM, who orchestrated those championships, getting Durant there. I love Bob Myers. I was like, they need to fire Morey and bring in Bob Myers. Bob Myers is now the president of the ownership group that owns the Sixers.
I heard that.
So
it's almost like they're making Morey a lame duck.
Well, his job is to be involved in facilitating the Sixers making moves.
Good.
So it's almost like they got a president and a new kind of GM.
Hey, I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with it too.
It's almost like a Middleton Fold situation.
I wanted Myers in the mix. I wanted him here, and by way of Josh Harris and that ownership group, we have Myers involved. So I'm glad.
Hey, I'm fine with that too.
Yeah,
I did see that headline.
We're a couple weeks behind on the picks.
I got some for you.
All right, let's get to it. Prem's picks.
It's time for Prem's Picks.
These games are a blowout, a human lock. You can bet your children's unborn children on these games.
Prem's NFL picks. Well, we were going a couple weeks.
We were. So I went 1-2 in our last pick week.
Yep.
It was obviously the Eagles didn't beat the Broncos. The Chargers did not beat the Commanders, although it was a very tight game.
Yeah.
The Saints did beat the Giants, though. So, entering episode 178, I now have a record of 7-5, Tek.
Okay. Well,
still winning money.
Still winning.
Barely, but still winning. So here are week 8s. Is it week 8? What week is it? Week 8s.
Wow.
NFL locks. All right, Tek. The Falcons are a better football team than I think a lot of people expected.
Yeah.
They're going back home.
Penix is banged up a little bit.
Penix is a little banged up. The desperate and beleaguered Dolphins are going into the Dome in Atlanta.
And they refuse to change anything. It's like, yo, you guys are done.
While I think it's going to be actually closer than people think, and I think that the Dolphins might cover the 8 points, I still think the Falcons get the win at home in the Dome. And I'm taking the Falcons to beat the Dolphins in Atlanta, Sunday, 1 o'clock kickoff. Lock. Bijan's going to be too much. All right, Tek. Next, I got 2 really good ones, because this week is weird. There's a lot of, easy games to pick, like Bucks and Saints and Bears and Ravens and Bills and Panthers and Browns and Patriots, Jets and Bengals. I don't want to pick any of these gimmies. I want to make a Titans, Colts. I want to make some tough picks that the people want.
Okay.
That's what I want to do. The Cowboys go to Denver. We got another case of an NFC East team trying
Good game.
to beat the Denver Broncos, because so far no NFC East team can do it.
Right.
In spite of having big leads.
Yeah.
The Cowboys, we know they have a good offense. We get that. A great offense, whatever.
They do.
However you want to say it. Defense is terrible.
Terrible.
Broncos coming off such a galvanizing type of a win.
Yeah.
They're 5-2. They're in a division where the Chiefs are charging hard.
Yes.
And I think that the Cowboys defense will be their Achilles heel in Denver. 4:25 kickoff, probably the game of the week with Nance and Romo.
Yeah.
You would imagine.
You would imagine.
I don't care. I think Peyton gets it done against a team he's got history with. He's got history with the Cowboys.
Yeah. Yes, he does.
Give me the Broncos in a nail biter.
There it is.
In Denver, a mile high. The national CBS game. Give me the Broncos to beat Dakota Prescott Fanning and the Cowboys.
Lock.
All right, Tek. My third pick, to stay away from these easy games and not be one of those cheapies. I don't want to have cheapy wins on my picks record. I want to have quality wins.
Right.
You have Jordan Love going to Pittsburgh to play Aaron Rodgers on Sunday Night Football.
All right. Yeah,
it's a hard game to pick.
Yeah,
it's a weird one because it's Pittsburgh. No matter what
Rodgers
era,
is a get-back game against the Packers.
It is. But that defense the Packers have is a little too fast for old man Aaron, I think.
Okay.
And I think that the Steelers will be in the game late.
I haven't been overly impressed with the Packers defense outside of the first couple weeks.
I hear you. But I think going into the bye, knowing they got the Birds coming up after the bye, the Packers, they're looking at this like a must-win game because you could be staring 4-3-1 in the face.
Yes, you
in
could.
a division where the Lions could then run away with it.
Yeah.
Whereas the Steelers, they're good, but they're not like an impressive.
They're on fraud alert.
They're on fraud alert.
They're on fraud alert.
And I think that your fraud buzzer will be going off a little more around 11:30 on Sunday night.
Could be.
Because I think the Packers go into Pittsburgh and beat Old Man Aaron.
Wow.
Lock. Let's recap, Tech. We got the Falcons going home to play the Dolphins. Almost like an SEC South type of game. Miami and Atlanta. And give me the Falcons to handle business and beat the beleaguered and desperate and pathetic Dolphins. Lock. Cowboys and the Broncos. Two teams we really don't like much. But I will say the Broncos are going to knock off the Cowboys in Denver. Lock. And lastly, the Steelers catching an L to drop to 4-3 against Jordan Love in the battle of Packers franchise quarterbacks in Pittsburgh. Lock. This has been Week 8's edition of Prem's NFL Picks.
There it is. Hey, this is a big game on Sunday. Giants coming to town. You want to get that revenge for that bad loss.
Yeah.
So, hey, go Birds.
Go Birds.
And we'll see you next week.
Vet Alumni.